Hey, it's Wes, and we are back once again doing a little bit of gameplay. Long story short, if you are playing this game and you're not enjoying yourself, you are doing it wrong. So, what we are going to look at? Oh wow, there's some new little pet dudes. Okay, let's see if I got any new remotes. Nope, nothing there. Let's see. Ooh, can you change these? I don't know. Anyways, let's do this. We have been obviously sitting in Mythic, but we've been working on a couple of different decks. I started building this Artie deck just for giggles. It's stupid, but it's stupid fun. It sucks, but it's fun. And it's one of those situations where I just literally threw this thing together today. The only creature in it that's anything other than an artifact is a Stormkill Artist. And he gets a +1 for every artifact you control. And pretty much everything else in the deck is artifacts. If they're not a creature, then they're usually something that's going to buff you in some shape, way, or form, like an artifact, like an equipment. But the deck we are talking about today is this Prismari deck. I have just fallen in love with this deck, and I am enjoying playing this deck. Now, does that mean it's a great deck? No. There are a lot of things that I look at this deck and I think to myself that I really need to put a couple different other things in here. In fact, I was playing this earlier today, and I decided just to play it in ranked because, in all honesty, let's be honest, that's where you're going to get the best challenge. So we're going to be playing ranked with this deck, and this is the deck I've been rolling with for the last couple days. Now, I did wind up finally playing some Yorion decks, and most of the Yorion decks, most of them I lost to. But there was a couple of them that I literally, if I could have just made one more turn, I would have won the match. And it was one of those situations where oftentimes you're burning them down to more or less nothing. We'll keep that. You're burning them down to almost nothing, and they're getting down to below the 5 damage point. And in my case, usually at that point, that's whenever they are able to pop off, what is that, foretell, a spell that allows them to take 2 turns in a row. And that's almost, I hate to say it, but that's almost a GG right there. It's too much to have to overcome. G. Schiller. Chillin' in the, whatever this is called. I'm sitting at 88%. I was at one time 90 something percent, but then I started playing this deck in ranked. It's not that good for ranked. And to be honest, I started getting really weird draws. The deck itself is a good deck, but it does draw strangely. Ooh. Put one in our hand. That can go in our hand. And we will put Prismari Apprentice back into our library, and we will exile the mountain, whatever. Cast that, and then we will go ahead and put that into play. Spectacle Mage. If you are not familiar with this card, you should be. It is one of the deadest cards in my deck at the current moment, but it is a fantastic card. It is a 3-drop 2/2 with flying, and any spell that's 5 mana or more costs 1 less to be able to play. Alright, so that guy killed my little bird, so I'm going to go ahead and just punch him in the face. Next turn, we will go ahead and drop the Environmental Sciences, bring one more into play, and then we'll probably be looking at creating a token with the Creative Outburst. I am not really that big of a fan of that particular card, but it does definitely serve its purposes. All right. Yeah, I go ahead and play him. I've got a suspicion I'm going against some kind of red-white burn deck. Could be a Zenith deck. Yep. Something with cycling. I don't see that really happening yet, but that's why I'm suspecting. He could just have a very, very odd hand to start with, too. It does happen. Kinrith. Neat. He reminds me of a guy I know. A dude I know that's always talking about oracles. We're just going to pay 1 and just bap it. Get it out of here. I am thinking he must be getting a mana flooded or something, because that is really a lot of land. All right, one into my hand. I will put him into my hand. I will put that one into the library, putting that one into exile. I'll drop the mountain into play and go ahead and play my Spectacle Mage. And you never know, he could just be running a pure cheese deck. That's kind of what it's looking like, but kind of dumb. Don't really much care for it. I do it myself, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go ahead and hit him for another 3. And we'll go ahead and get another one of those and cast it to get ourselves another land. Put our mountain in play, bring our total up to 7. That does 3 damage. I drop him into play. He won't really be able to do a whole lot against that. Hey, casting cost of 4, you say? All right, we will go to my turn. We'll put the Muse into play, and we will go ahead and cast Expressive Iteration. Instaration? Prestidigitation. Put 1 into your hand. I will put that in my hand, and I will put this one back into the library, and I don't think I played a land card already. There we go. And yeah. End turn. So my guy's mana value is of course 4, so his Haktos is in fact... Oh, that's not cool. It's not very cash money, dude. The heck. Right. Let's go ahead and drop this into play. We'll just drop the 5 damage on him, and we will put Crackle with Power back into our hand. Ooh. Do I nail him with Crackle of Power, or do I play the Culmination of Studies? I think we need to end it, so we will go ahead and cast this. That should be 10 damage, and we'll go ahead and hit Haktos. Wouldn't let me. Barring some kind of massive heal spell that he could possibly drop, which are possible, that's probably GG. GGOP. That win rate. Yeah, I don't know. I love this deck. Oh man, this is a blast. Yeah, so this is the same Prismari deck I've been really kind of rocking now for a couple days. The interesting thing about it is that I have got ideas on making it better. I just don't know what direction I want to go yet. And part of the problem is the Drake, the Prismari Drake dragon dude, would really be great in this deck, but at the same time, it's one of those situations where it's kind of hard to really get an idea of what he would really mean for this deck. There's a lot of things that he does that would be great, and at the same time, there are a number of things where you kind of look at the creature itself and you're like, it's 4 toughness. It's a 4/4 if I remember right, flying, which is, I hate to say tough enough, but with all the removal out there right now, it's probably not strong enough. It's obviously not going to be able to be stamped or anything like that, or Zenith Flare, or not Zenith Flare, but that the one that the guy was just using in the last match. Those kinds of things really wouldn't afflict it as much, but at the same time, a 4 toughness, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know the survivability of it, how well it would actually last within the game and within a standard match. All right, we are really kind of cruising right along. I'm kind of shocked that my guys are still in play. It's crazy. I got practical research all the way down to 3 casting cost. These guys both removed 1 off of it. You know what? We're going to do expressive iteration. And, ooh, put 1 in your hand. Honestly, it's, kind of hard to pass that up. And we will put that back into the library, putting this into the exile. I will drop an island and drop myself another spectacle mage, and we will attack with all. So I'm pouring the damage on it. It's like the last match. I really didn't get very much damage off at all with the creatures. In fact, they were all getting nuked as soon as they came in play. But this match, even though I'm playing against a black deck, so I assume he's got a couple murders or heartless acts in his deck, so far they've actually kind of stayed in the match. And this practical research as a 2-drop, that's just disgusting. Let's be honest. It really is. The Prismari dude, the thing about him is this whole ability to create... Ooh, yucky. The ability to create the... One moment. Let me kind of see what I want to do here. Oh, wait. I gotta go like this. And I can target that. And I can target that. Yeah. And I will target that one. Okay, so I gotta go down to 2. Darn the bad luck. All right, so tap that. And we may as well hit that dude. Auto pay, bada bing, bada boom. And oh man, this is gonna be close. So very close. I think I have to hold him back for blockers. And the reason being is with him being a black deck, there's a very, very good chance that he has got the ability to gain a little bit of life, especially considering these little pest dudes, they die and he gets 1 life. Had he not gained that life, it would have definitely been GG at that point. So I cannot block it because it's got menace. So I'll have to block one of these. Oh man. So close, so close. That's what's cool about this deck. I'm going into this last match, and had I played that a little bit differently, very likely I could have walked out of that with a win. There's a strong possibility. And, it's the whole hindsight's 20/20 thing. But at the same time, you play this deck, and it's a blast. You go into every match. Now, the only thing it really does struggle very, very handedly against is creature horde decks, which that was a bit of a creature horde, I guess, in a way. Maybe not like a red aggro or anything, but it was kind of a creature horde in its own way. And that's what this deck does struggle with. But, like I was saying earlier, the Yorion decks, when I was playing against them, they give me problems with my aggro deck. In fact, the aggro deck, there comes a point where you can tell where the energy has been sucked out of that deck, and it has done everything for you it can do, and it's just not enough. Whereas with this deck, going to the very, very end, just like in that last match, had I maybe played something just a little bit differently, there's a strong possibility that that would have been game over. Oh, man. All right, so he's creeping and peeping at my at my stuff. Creeping and peeping. Come on, dude. Doesn't take that long to figure out which one you want me to get rid of. Oh, that's the one I would have had me discard too. Feels bad. All right, we're going to create that token. That way we've at least got a possibility of maybe playing something. I kind of half expect to be able to draw another card for a land at this point. We got the snow-covered stuff. Hey, there we go. And Prismari command, deal 2 damage and create a token. There we go. Very nice. And we'll just pass the rest of our turn. One interesting thing about this deck is most of it does move at a sorcery, non-creature, non-land card. Gross. It does move at a sorcery speed for the most part, with the exception of like Prismari command. Prismari command does go at instant speed. Oh man, that's the card I like. Indestructible. Okay. Two damage to any target and create the token. Is that an enchantment? Yeah. Thinking maybe there for a moment it was a artifact. All right, and we will go next and end of turn. Resolve. So how do I handle this guy? It's indestructible. I guess I don't, apparently. Indestructible and hexproof. Wow. All right, how I deal with him is do more damage to his controller than what his controller is doing to me. That's how I deal with that. All right, my turn. Prismari Campus, thank goodness. Finally got another land. Go ahead and cast command again. We'll drop 2 damage. And then we will create another token. And that'll be our turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total available to us. That's 10 damage. Okay. I do kind of find funny from time to time whenever I don't draw any particular card. 6, 7, 8. 4 damage, divide as I choose. Then I tap 2 target permanents. I think I've got to do this. We'll do 1 damage there. Oh, he can't be targeted. Well, fiddlesticks. And he's got protection for multicolored. Tap that, submit. Ooh. Cancel. Next, end my turn. This plays at instant speed, so As soon as I've got the first opportunity, I think I'm just going to drop this on him instead. And I will put 4 damage on him. I can't do anything to him. Submit. Tap. And I cannot tap that. Darn it, he already tapped that. Submit. Autopay. Hey, there we go. We got ourselves more land in hand. And we got ourselves a 4/4 blocker. I don't think I'm going to block that guy. Environmental Sciences, which I will play right now. That way I can put another land. And no tax. We have got to hold black for a blocker. So we'll block this dude. This is a fantastic card. Very, very powerful card. It wrecks my... Oh, that's going to be game. Well, that sucks. That particular card there, it wrecks my aggro deck, so it's tough, it's tough. Oof. Just ignore the numbers in the corner of the screen. Makes me feel better. All right, yeah, we're not doing so hot with this deck here in Mythic, but you know, it's about having fun. And you can see it's missing that something to make it to where it's just oppressive as a deck. And there's a couple things it seems like that whenever you've got a great draw, this deck just seems unbeatable. But if you don't have a great draw, then you really feel like you're flailing. Perfect example is this particular one right here. We're going to keep because I can get these into play, then hit this Creative Outburst, the token, and then drop the Ingenious Inspiration. It's a lot of work to get more land. Holy cow. I'm getting loaded up on them. It seems like a lot of work, but at the same time, if you think about it, you know, it's something that's an option that I've decided to include in this particular deck. He cannot block. He's a 3/1. All right, let us see what we can do. We will create a token. And, ooh, that's a big hitter for a 2-drop. Wow, and it's got an amazing landfall ability. Wow. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go with Ingenious Inspiration. We're going to take out him because that is a swinging for 3 every time. That hurts. I feel it. All right, so next turn we will be able to get the Environmental Sciences rolling, and then we have the Ingenious Inspiration to take out the skeleton. The only thing I don't like is that they've got a very, very strong graveyard synergy. That's the dude getting taken out next. Whew. Man, oh man. There we go. Get that, get a land. Put that into play. Yeah, this particular one, I'm kind of definitely struggling. But had I not had this Ingenious Inspiration in my hand, it would have been not just a struggle, it would have been a flat-out impossibility to have been able to pull off what I've even done so far. And you don't want to battle against your deck, you really don't. But whenever you're play testing something, you're trying to figure it out, and that's what we're really doing. We're really tinkering with this deck. We're trying to see what is it that is missing. And I've got ideas, I'm not 100% sure yet. So as we get closer and closer to figuring it out, we're definitely... Oh man, I gotta discard a card. Here, we'll discard that one. As we kind of window it down and kind of get down to what it is that this deck is missing, it is a very mana heavy deck. And I'm going to cast this because I would much rather put a basic into play that I don't have to worry about it untapping and all that crap. There we go. Very nice. And we're going to go ahead and do the magma opus to get a token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 total mana. And that will be our turn. He looks like he's been struggling with land. Dramatic finale. Okay. Thinking about what is the best usage of what I have available to me. And I think taking that out just to buy myself some time. Expanded anatomy is probably not the best, but I will take it. Oh man, it's a 3/2. Oof. Yeah. The dramatic finale, I think I have one copy of that card. It's a strong card. There's no doubt about it. I think this next turn we are probably going to drop Ingenious Inspiration onto that ink blob thing. And then we'll go from there. Our biggest problem with this particular time, and this is something kind of interesting about this deck. Very, very rarely have I been in this situation where I'm not drawing the land that I need. I almost always have been able to get the land I need, and I've always been able to get to 5 and 6 and 7 land in play without much of a problem. And so to me, it is kind of strange to currently be in this type of a situation. We're just going to zap that. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and load that into our hand, and we will cast this onto our burb, and we will attack with our burb. Here we go. He is a 4/4. Crack with Power right now is worth 5 damage, so I can take it out if I had to, but I would really much rather take the damage from Crackle with Power to the face for him. What I might do is just go ahead and cast Culmination of Studies. Oh yeah, he's got that guy back available again. A bit annoying. I am not going to block. So this will be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Auto pay. All right, now we got a Prismari campus that we can put into play. And we have got Introduction and Annihilation. I am getting really, really tired of that dude, but this dude here, he has got to go. So we will take it out. And it's just exiled. And no attackers. Because we are going to have to block this next turn. Oh, that really sucks. And of course, he gets that little character right back. That's kind of the thing. His deck is really geared off of that one thing. It's too little too late. Crack with power. Too little too late with it as well. Really not much I can do. We're just kind of in a rough spot. And we just are one short on being able to pop that off. We may as well go ahead and hit it for what we can. Expressive iteration for absolutely no reason. And that will be game. Feels bad. Yeah, like I said, this deck, it is a fun little deck, and it's fairly competitive. For the most part, it does struggle with some creature decks, and that's kind of what's got me thinking with it. You know, the drawing of cards has not been as consistent as I would like. And another part of the problem is that it does require a lot of land to pop off some of these larger spells. But this culmination of studies, its ability to create the tokens very, very quickly, that's a big help. I don't really know if maybe I would have pulled another expanded anatomy if that would have been better than the introduction annihilation. But no matter how we slice it, I know it needs work. I'm just not 100% sure what I need to do differently. There is a Strixhaven blue card that I have got that deals with drawing. It's like a 3-drop. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah. There's this one. It allows you to search for a specific instant or sorcery, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle. But also, you've got this one. When you cast a spell, copy if you control Planeswalker, Cleric, Druid, Shaman, Warlock, or Wizard. Shaman and a Wizard. I don't have a lot of creatures in this deck, but those two there. And of course, I've got the Apprentice, which is a Shaman as well. That's 8, 9. I've got 10 creatures in this deck, and it feels like it's very, very weak when it comes to creatures. 10 creatures to me is just very, very on the low side. So it's definitely a very, very different type of play style than what I'm used to. At the same time, though, it's enjoyable. If I wasn't enjoying myself, I wouldn't be playing it. But yeah, this Mentor's Guidance, I'm thinking about trying to squeeze it into this deck somewhere. I'm thinking about trying to take out some of the higher end spells, because if I actually do have Prismari Apprentice, which I don't think I've really even pulled it at all in any of these videos real quick, if I had it in play, and if this doubles, that's going to be giving him his ability twice. Now, does it give him the +1/+1? No, but it does do some of the other things. But yeah, I appreciate you all tuning in, and if you have got any ideas of something to try a little different with this deck to see kind of what we can make flow a little better with it, I am all ears. Just drop comments in the section below, and I thank you for tuning in.